might bring you into their world. It's not just chickens and the Angus herd. So take off your boots, relax, and go beyond the ranch.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Ranch. Hopefully you guys can hear me because I did not get a chance to test mics. I completely spaced out doing that. So hopefully microphones are working.
It's not that you didn't get a chance, you forgot.
I forgot. Plus you were in town until like 8 seconds ago. You literally came running in the door, grabbed your drink, and sat down. Okay, 8 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever it turned out.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Whatever it was. So anyway, thank you very much for coming and joining us today as this is Beyond the Ranch, and we are just coming off of our vacation. We got home yesterday from the Wisconsin Dells. We're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. And we got a chance to hang out with our friend Zach Johnson, along with Randy Nessman, the master pipe layer, and their families.
Wives.
And their wives. Those are their families.
Yeah.
And so that was a lot of fun, and we're going to talk a little bit about that and what happened there with the Minnesota Millennial Farmer. Talk about the rest of our week. Talk about Erin getting bit by a horse. Yes, she got bit by a horse, and it was not my. It kind of was my fault.
It was your fault. It was your horse.
It was my horse that bit her. So not my horse technically. I owned that horse for 4 minutes before it bit you.
The horse that you were on. We were like halfway through.
We were. I had that horse for probably about a half an hour. Maybe.
You were on it, so
I was responsible for its actions. Yes. So we're gonna talk about that.
Your horse was up my horse's butt the whole time, and you were in control.
Slightly. Yeah. We're gonna talk about that
Your
because I
horse-
did have a horse that was a lot of work.
Your horse should not have been able to reach me.
That's a good point too. So so welcome to Beyond the Ranch. This is our new format. This is our pod stream format where basically we just shoot the shit or shoot the bull or. Maybe this time we'll shoot the horse, but it's the only podcast where we can actually do that, or live stream. So
I'm not going to shoot the horse.
I don't think we're going to shoot anything.
It's all the way in Wisconsin.
It is all the way in Wisconsin. So if you have the drink making materials, now is your time to get them out and have a drink with us before we welcome some newcomers to the channel. We are up to 9,100 subscribers here on Beyond the Ranch, which is great. Our Wyoming Life is just rounding 200,000.
Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, go subscribe.
Now is the time to do it. 200,000 subscribers is just around the corner. Don't hold out and try to be that 200,000th subscriber, by the way. We went through this with the 100 when we hit 100,000.
Everybody does.
We had people unsubscribe so they could come back and subscribe. You don't get anything. Yeah. You don't win anything.
Every channel does that.
Yeah. It was not fun to experience either because I kept on watching the numbers go up and down. It was giving me like an aneurysm.
On Social Blade, they used to have a live count.
Yeah.
They don't have that anymore. We have a live count, but there used to be a public live count, and you could literally watch numbers go up or down. Now it's just by the thousands, or if you're
something like that.
If you're a smaller channel, it's by the hundreds. So it's not real time accurate.
Used to be.
Yeah, you could sit and watch literally when somebody would subscribe, it would go, it would roll over to one more.
And it made a sound. Remember that?
Yeah.
We would turn the volume on and it would go ding.
Yeah.
Every time we got a subscriber, ding. Yeah. Sometimes it ding 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 ding. It was kind of cool. And then it was like you hit the lotto.
It would make a different sound when you lost a subscriber.
Yeah, I can't remember what was the sound it made when you lost. It went like clunk.
Yeah.
Something like clunk. Yeah. Very hard on the ego.
Yeah.
I think that might be why they got rid of it. There was people sitting in their apartments in New York City going clunk, 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 clunk.
Well, and it's just so different now because, obviously, still super grateful for every subscriber that we get and stuff, but it's just so much different because the numbers just mean a lot different now. When you get over even 100,000 and stuff, 100 subscribers doesn't affect us like it used to when we had 5,000 subscribers and stuff. So it's just...
Occasionally I get an email where somebody's like, I'm unsubscribing because you said, the word hell.
Cool.
And I'm just like, meh.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
And not that we want to lose people, of course, and not, but...
No, but I mean, there was a time when it was a lot more... It hit you a lot harder.
Yeah.
When you were a lot thinner skin, maybe back then. I think, if nothing else, YouTube proves to you that you need to have a thick skin.
We get we're definitely desensitized to a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. Let's say hi to some new...
There's a cat up here, and she's looking at herself in a mirror.
She found a mirror. Let's say hi to some new folks that are here tonight. Larry, good to see you again. I'm glad you're doing well, Larry. Gary Oakman, of course, has been here many times. Walter Brunner, BLC. I'm not sure what BLC stands for, but thank you for hanging out with us. Carrie Shirato, an old-time friend. Manny Amato, there's one of our better friends here on the channel, along with Hugh Stevenson, who is actually a local.
I saw Patty was here, too. Hi, Patty.
Hi, Patty. We're not just giving Manny. I just saw Manny's name first. I'm looking for new names. If this is your first live stream here, be sure to say hi. Let us know that you're here and that you're actively participating. Sherry Swafford, a new name. Jordan Kent out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We spent a couple nights there over the last week.
We spent a night there and on the way there and a night on the way back.
Yeah, you were really good at finding hotels that were like right on the edge of town, though. So I can't say I really visited Sioux Falls.
So like, if you're from Sioux Falls, could you maybe explain Sioux Falls to me? Because we obviously drove on I-90.
Right.
When we went to see Millennial Farmer on the way there, we went north from Sioux Falls on I-29 briefly. Correct? We left Sioux Falls on the interstate.
No, we left Sioux Falls. We took I-90 into Minnesota. Okay. And then we went north on exit 1. We literally drove like a mile into Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then took an exit 1 to some weird town.
So
Pipestone, something like that.
The first night when we left Gillette and went to Sioux Falls, we stayed at the Best Western with the water park for the children. And we were like on the edge of town. Took a bypass around, like didn't see Sioux Falls.
No, I've never seen Sioux Falls.
Well, yeah, we went there last year, remember?
But we didn't like go into town.
Yeah,
ever.
we did.
Did we?
Yeah, remember?
Oh yeah, we went and saw the falls. Yeah, there was falls. Yeah, Sioux Falls has falls. Imagine that.
Yeah, so but like this trip, the interstate, the part of the interstate we were on was not in Sioux Falls. Like even like I was like, we were looking for a hotel on the way back, and it was like, oh, not this exit. Let's take the next exit, and then like I was like, we're out of town. Like we had to take a side road.
And then like going through Minnesota and stuff, like all the interstates go around towns. Like we're used to here where interstate goes like smack through the middle of town.
All the highways in Minnesota went around
towns. Yeah, you could like see them curve. It was really weird.
It's really like, okay, so our interstate speed limit is 80. 70 is really slow. 60 on Minnesota highways. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a little hard to deal with.
And then with 3 kids and bathroom breaks, I was like, we're never going to get
you
here.
kind of put your foot down at one point. You were like, nobody is peeing.
I know.
Ever
I was
again.
like, you're not peeing.
JoJo's 4x4, thank you for joining us today. BGG Farm, first timer. Been watching Owl for some time, but thank you for coming to our live stream. We really do appreciate it. I wanted to give a shout out to our newest Patreon supporter. Sunflower Mom is our newest Patreon supporter, supporting us for $5 a month. And you can support us on Patreon as well. Just head over to patreon.com/Our Wyoming Life. There you can basically bid $1 a month to go towards the hay relief fund or whatever you want to do, and it's automatically taken out of your account, out of your credit card or whatever, and comes right over to us. And it's actually the best way to be able to support the channel as far as percentages go. YouTube, if you super chat us, YouTube takes what, 30%?
50%.
What are you doing?
It's literally freezing in here, so I was going to turn up the air conditioning.
It's 72 in here.
It's freezing.
Okay, turn it up to 73. That'll make a big difference.
It will. It'll turn off the fan.
If you super chat us here, YouTube takes 30%.
No, it takes...
Is it more than 30%?
It's more than that. No.
Is it?
Maybe it's 70-30.
I think it's 70-30 for super chats.
60-40... Yeah, it's 70-30 for super chats.
And if you support us on Patreon for $1 a month, we get like 98 cents of that. So it's a lot better.
Yeah.
It's a lot better.
There's a credit card transaction fee, but then they take just a couple percent.
Yeah.
What's PayPal's percent?
3?
Yeah, like
something like that.
Don't go do this, but like people ask all the time, how can they just give us money? Like we get this, especially when we talk about hay and hay prices and stuff.
Right.
People are always like, how do I send you money? People have given us money through PayPal, and they take like 3%, just like a transaction fee. So YouTube's 30% on super chats is ridiculous.
Exactly. So if you do want to support, there you go. They jacked up their vig to 50%. God, I hope not. Did they really? Maybe they did.
Who?
YouTube.
I need more context to what that comment
JB
is.
Weld just gave us a $10 super chat. He said they jacked up their vig to 50%.
No, it's 30.
It's 30%. Okay.
Either way. I don't know. We haven't checked for a long time.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Hey, cat. Psst.
I told you there was a cat up here. Drives me crazy when there's cats
Scratching
up
her
here.
claws.
So anyway, back to the speed limit thing.
So slow.
In Minnesota, which was really interesting in Minnesota, was wherever your guys' Highway Patrol Academy is. Around there were
That
highway.
was Wisconsin.
That was Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was when we crossed into Wisconsin.
We saw so many cops. And
So many highway patrol, and I think it was because the academy was right there. I think it was training day, because there was a
Every
highway
mile.
patrolman every mile on that.
And there was
they-
3 of them
Yeah.
on like one approach. There was 3 of them.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And it's like, so we expected it in South Dakota because it is, last week was Sturgis. It was the rally. And so, you know, like Wyoming increases their highway patrols in this area, and South Dakota obviously does. And like Wyoming even lends highway patrols to South Dakota for the week.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. And so like we totally expect it and stuff, but like it was it wasn't as bad on the way back.
No.
But the way there, it was so many cops.
If you do have a little bit of a lead foot, I'm going to give you a hint here. There's an app called Waze, W-A-Z-E. It's basically a navigation app, but you can punch in if you see a cop. You hit the button, and then it tells everybody else on the app
and it was
that there's a
really-
cop there. And it was pretty dang accurate. Like there was only 2 or 3 cops that we saw that weren't on the app, and it would tell you like a half mile ahead of time and say, hey, there's police ahead, slow down. I think half those cops probably put themselves in the app because it was too damn accurate. Like it was dead on. And I think that if you're going to take a nap, why not knock out, pull up the Waze app, I'm right here. I'm running radar, but I'm going to take a little snooze because I mean that would be a great way to waste the afternoon. But either
and
way,
it also tells you like you can put if there's vehicles on the side of the road or construction, and, like,
obstacles, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was a good trip all around. No speeding tickets, obviously, because we had the Waze app, which was awesome.
Yeah, Waze is great, Carrie. We agree.
It's very cool.
It is nice to. It's like new. What was the radar detector? Remember, you could get the things to put on your windshield. The radar detectors.
Yeah.
It's way better than
Way better than a radar detector. Yeah, because you got hundreds of people ahead of you.
Yeah.
Keeping track of what's going on. The only thing that annoyed me about the whole thing was that you can actually like beep other cars. Nobody beeped me the whole way.
Why would you want to beep?
I don't know. It's the thing. You can click on another car that's using Waze, and you can send
Google
them a beep.
navigation tells you if there's cops or just traffic.
I don't know. Actually, Google bought Waze, so I bet you they're kind of combining the two. Wouldn't surprise me. So.
Anyhow, everywhere else besides South Dakota and Wyoming, you guys' speed limits are slow.
So I get it with there was a couple places in Wisconsin I was a little nervous just because you can't see that far ahead of you. So like 60 mile an hour felt okay, but nobody does 60 either. So like you know, everybody's doing 70 and a 60. And now I'm flying along with these people, and I have no idea
But you know where
what's
the
coming
cops
up.
are at.
I do know where all the cops are at. And it's kind of nice to have the GPS because you can see the curves in the road ahead of you and that kind of stuff. And it does eat battery, Hauser. I just plug it in as I go. So I've got a cigarette lighter thing. Boop, and away you go. And we had 3 kids and 3 iPads, and Erin's playing her game on her iPad and surfing
had a whole
Facebook on her
charging
phone.
station.
We actually had a whole charging station inside the truck with cords. It looked like a spaghetti factory inside the truck. There were cords running everywhere.
There were a lot of cords,
So
yeah.
it was a lot of fun. Bill the Tractor Man lives in Minnesota. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to stop and talk to Bill. My hope is that if I make it out there to visit with Zach by myself, I'll be able to swing by and do some stuff
It
with
was
Bill
tough
the
with the
Tractor Man
kids.
and
There
all that
was-
kind of stuff.
Like, just every day, where are we going? When do we get to go do the fun stuff? Like, they wanted to go to vacation, and like, yeah, we're just like, oh yeah, let's go to vacation, but like, oh really, like mom and dad are gonna go work for like a day. And
Okay, yeah. So we left here, and we had found out about a week ahead of time that we were going to be able to stop and visit with Zach Johnson, Minnesota millennial farmer, on our way. And actually, it started with I had texted Zach a while ago. We were talking about security at our places and the signs that Zach has up. And Zach basically, and I think we talked about this before, but Zach has a sign at the bottom of his road that says, hey, this is a private drive. And then a few hundred feet farther, it says, you know, hey, this is really a private drive. You know, this is our home, you know, that kind of thing. That's why I decided to do that part of that video right out there by that sign. But we had the chance to go and hang out with Zach, and we decided to take him up on it. And of course, Zach has kids, so our kids were...
they played.
They went crazy.
They had fun.
Yeah. His kids have a little bit more freedom than ours.
Well, they don't live on a highway.
That is very true. But they're out there driving 4-wheelers around. They've got that little Razor thing that they were driving. Took Kenzie or they took all the kids.
They took all the kids, yeah.
For rides and that. So that was a lot of fun. And yeah, so we ended up hanging out with Zach, and I wasn't expecting Randy to be there, but Randy came, the master pipe
Randy
player.
always does the podcast. But...
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. When he showed up, I was just like, oh, well, here's Randy. And Randy actually watches our channel pretty religiously from when we were talking. It was kind of surprising because I know...
Or at least he did a crash course.
At least he did a crash course because like what I deal with is a lot of times, I'm busy enough that I can't go and watch Zach or anybody really like constantly, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting talking to Randy and he's like, well, how's Jeff doing? And I'm just like, oh, well, Jeff's great. Like, took me a second to put 2 and 2 together. I was like, oh, okay, well, he's watched the videos. Yeah. He knows who Jeff is. He knows that Jeff is watching the place. And he's, asking me if the place is in safe hands, which it was, by the way. We came back and everything was still upright and nothing had burned down and there was no problem. So
yeah, and you're right. Here we do run a farm store off of our property, but we have limited hours. I would say this summer has been a lot better about people stopping outside of store hours, and we haven't had anybody knock on our door on a Sunday. We did have a 4th of July visitor, which is fine. It's not like the end of the world, but people I think have been a bit more respectful of like so many people have stopped during farm store hours, and like they've told us like we made a point to come during when you're open.
I think if we tell people that, I mean, that makes sense. Last year we had people come up and knock on the door.
Or like people, like I was pulling weeds in the garden and they just wandered. Like they literally just like parked their car and like got out and started walking and stuff. Like that happened multiple times last summer, and it hasn't been as bad this summer, which is great. Thank you. We appreciate that. Yeah. So.
From our vacation, we're going to kind of skip back and forth here a little bit. Split acre farmhouse, if we like the upside down White House. Cost $5 to go in it.
Per person.
Per person. Kind of a giant waste of money.
Dumb.
It was somebody, this is what I said walking through it. Somebody put a lot of work into this.
Yeah.
Because it's supposedly the White House got picked up and thrown and landed in the Wisconsin Dells upside down, and you go through the White House and everything's on the ceiling, right?
But it's silly.
And then there's like an alien thing. I'm going to give the whole thing away, but I could have filmed the whole thing, I guess, but then you guys could pay me $5 to go through.
And then why are there Transformers outside?
Because Transformers are cool. I think the Transformers saved the White House.
It's like the White House is covering up the fact that there really are Transformers and aliens. Maybe.
Who knows? There was a Sasquatch in there, so maybe that's it.
True. Yeah, it was really silly. We did do a haunted house.
The haunted house was good, but it was just
better.
It was dark. Like
it was really dark.
I ran right smack dab into the wall like 4 times,
and I was Lincoln wanted to be carried.
Yeah, so I had to carry Lincoln through this thing.
And Lincoln's.
Yeah, it's too loud. He's got his head, and I ran him into the wall like 4 times because it's just so dark in there. Couldn't see the corner at all.
Yeah, it was really dark.
I attempted to like break out my phone and like turn on the flashlight,
Yeah, and I was behind. I was the last one. So.
Oh, you were at the back of the group?
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because the kids were.
You got to put the kids. You got to sandwich the kids in between the adults.
Right.
Because they got scared, and so yeah, I just could hold on to the wall. So it was all right. It was. The haunted house was more worth the $5 per person than the upside down White House.
True. The Dunkin' Donuts was worth the $5 per person too, but yeah. So I mean, Dan was another one that I wish I could have went and saw while we were over there, but eventually.
If we went and saw everybody who wanted to see us, that's all we would have done.
Yeah, we'd still be over there. Yeah.
It was we were on family vacation. We did just stuff the kids wanted to do. We didn't even really do. I wouldn't pick the Wisconsin Dells for like my vacation.
No.
Would you have?
No, it was kid time. It was for the kids. Yeah. Manny, give me crap. A dark haunted house, the horror.
I know.
Literally, okay, so you turn the brightness up just enough so you can almost make out what you're trying to see. The problem was I couldn't put my hands in front of me. That was my problem. So I just ran right because I'm carrying Lincoln. And I didn't want to run Lincoln into walls, which he probably wouldn't have noticed. But like I just ran smack face. By the way, you smacked me with a door today, and my head still hurts.
I don't know why you were.
I was coming out of our closet, and our bedroom door opens up in front of our closet doors.
But when I hit you, it looked like you were like looking at the door, and I just like bopped you. I was like, why are you standing there? Like that's
I was coming out of. Anyway, long story short, now I have brain damage. So yeah.
Yeah, that's your biggest problem.
Where will you guys go on your next vacation?
I don't know. That's like a year away.
That's a year away.
We're literally.
Yeah, no doubt.
We're 30 hours back from this vacation. Not even. So.
Yeah. You're still recovering. You're still doing laundry actually at this point. So, yeah.
I love the concept of vacation, and I was like ready to go on vacation.
I kind of wish we would have started the daily vlog after the vacation.
Well, I talked to you about that. I was like, "You sure we shouldn't wait till after we
I
get back
know,
from the
and I was
vacation?"
like, no, let's just do it now. We'll
just
get it
do
over with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just, not that I minded like videoing during the vlog at all, but there was a couple times where it's like I probably wouldn't have videoed anything. I just would have had fun,
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Well, and like we couldn't film at the water park and stuff because we didn't bring our phones with and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, and like it's hard because there were a few times that you were filming. I was just like, I wish you weren't filming.
Right. Yeah.
But like, I mean, we didn't film a lot. We did a lot of stuff that like, you didn't film the whole entire thing and stuff. And also like, I mean, it's good memories for the kids and stuff
That's
to
true.
be able to see the video and all the pictures and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it's our lives.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's also why like we said we're gonna go do this really quick work thing. It wasn't really quick. We're gonna go take this detour through Minnesota, go do this one thing,
Yep.
and then immediately jump back into family vacation mode and not do, because we could have scheduled so much stuff and done so many meet and greets and but then that's all we would have done. So.
Yeah, very true.
And the kids the whole time, even like on the way to Zach's, when are we going to Wisconsin? When are we going to Wisconsin? When are we going to Wisconsin? Yeah. I think about 10 o'clock at night. When are we leaving? Not yet.
Yeah, we still haven't even recorded our podcast. Actually, Zach was recording a different podcast from Freedom Farms, if you ever watch them, and they were there at the same time. They had actually gotten there just before us. So Zach was recording a podcast with them. So we sat there during their podcast, and then had our podcast. Our podcast, we didn't start recording till like 9 o'clock at night. And we recorded for at least an hour and a half, probably.
Was it even 9 or was it later?
It might have been later. All I remember was at 1 o'clock, I was like, what time is it? And I was like,
we didn't get back
it's 1 o'clock.
We didn't get back to our hotel in Alexandria till like 2.
Yeah, it was a late night.
It was late. Somebody said vacations are a lot of work for mom and dad. They are. Yeah. Oh, M. Weber. Yeah. Tons of work for mom and dad.
Yeah. But I mean, these are memories that the kids will have forever. I hope.
I hope.
Well, it's on YouTube now, so they've got it forever. As long as YouTube holds out, they're good to go. So we arrived at Zach's place, just like you guys saw in the video, honestly. We showed up, wasn't sure where to park, so we figured out where to park. And these places, and I hear this all the time when people come and visit us, and they stop by, and they say, wow, it looks so much bigger on YouTube. And it was kind of the same thing when we got to Zach's place. It was like, wow, this looks a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Everything's really, and that's the way it is on farms and ranches. I mean, you have your land is where you make your money, and you have to have it farmable, grazable, whatever you need to do. Yeah. So that's the valuable commodity. So having everything jammed into one place.
It's cold in the wintertime. You don't want to walk. You don't want to take a vehicle to the shop,
That's
although
true.
You do.
I occasionally do. It's really cold. But yeah, so when we got there, I was just like, oh, wow, it looks, I think the first thing I said was like, his driveway seems a lot longer on videos, or at least pictures that I've seen.
Yeah.
And so.
And it was even like, I was watching like Instagram stories and Zach was like, after we had left, like he was hauling a load of corn and stuff. And it was just like, I've been there. It looks different.
It looks so
It doesn't look different, but it's hard to get the perspective. A big thing that we get when people come here is like my mom's house is actually kind of on a hill, and like so we're kind of in a hole. The shop and our house are pretty level. My mom's house is on a slight hill, and then the gardens are kind of
You're back in the hole again.
Hole again, and so it's hard to see that elevation difference like on video and stuff, and so people really get confused by that when they come here.
They do. Carrie asked about my shirt. I'm going to tell you the story behind my shirt here in just a few minutes as soon as we get past the Zach part of our deal. We decided that we took steaks. Mm-hmm. Left that out of the video altogether. And that was one of the things too. Like we didn't want to film when we were at Zach's. Like I didn't want to be that guy that was like, hey, let me film videos while I'm here. So we hung out. We brought steaks. We had a barbecue. They drink a lot of beer. They're all beer drinkers, man, and they drink beer like crazy. And
I mean, you drank a lot of beer too.
I did because I was trying to fit in. I was trying to be cool. I was trying to hang out with the cool kids. So
trying to hang out with the popular kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
you have more friends than we do.
Yeah.
Let's be friends.
So we drank a lot of beer. Erin drank a lot of beer, or drank a lot of claws. And then when it was our turn to do the podcast just it's what
I hope it's good.
I hope it's good. It's we went a little. I mean, we told our story in the podcast, obviously, where we came from.
The same stuff we kind of talk about like on here.
Yeah. And it was but it was a little bit more vulgar, a little bit more off the cuff kind of thing, a lot more cursing than we usually do.
I didn't curse.
I did. It was kind of nice. I was like, hey, throw that out there. But you did a couple times. I know you did because I listened to some of it last night.
Oh,
so
the part you recorded.
Yeah, but it was fun. We made Zach and Becky laugh, and I do remember at one point like Zach stopping not really stopping the podcast, but saying, you guys really don't care about your industry at all, do you? and it stopped both of us. We were just like, is he kidding? Like, is this a joke? Like, what is this? And no, it was very much obvious that we care about the beef industry, we care about agriculture, and I think that's what's really going to come across in the podcast. And in fact, Zach texted me the next morning, because we didn't get out of there until after 1 o'clock. He texted me the next morning and said, hey, this is a great podcast. Can't wait for it to come out. We're hoping it'll be out in October. Once it is out, we will let everybody know through all of our social medias, and
it was great. I really enjoyed hanging out with. Zach and Becky and the family have been here. I was not on the ranch when they came.
Right. Where were you?
I was in Spearfish picking vegetables for EPP.
Oh yeah.
And so I had never got to meet them. Our kids had I don't know that our kids even remember like meeting each other. And that's been 2 years.
I don't think they met the kids.
Maybe they didn't. I don't know where the kids were.
I don't even know if the kids came out, because I remember I took Zach and Becky around, gave them kind of the little dime tour. Mm-hmm. We went to the farm store. I don't know where the kids were.
Yeah.
They might not. They might have been up at your mom's or something. So.
Yeah. So I had never met them. They were great and super. It's always so nice when people they invited us to their home. We brought steaks, but Becky cooked. Like, we had a great time.
Yeah.
Randy and Tina are also really nice and really great. Freedom Farms, they were really nice. Like, we had a really great evening. So
yeah, there's something to be said when you're invited into somebody's home. You know what really breaks that barrier? When you have to replace somebody's toilet paper on the roll, you're in.
We're friends now.
You're friends now. Yeah, I replaced your toilet paper. We're good. So. So anyway, it was a lot of fun, and then as we moved on, we obviously went to our Airbnb and did all that. We're going to talk about that stuff coming up here, but first, this t-shirt. I've actually worn this in one video so far. Thank you to everybody that's sending t-shirts.
Oh yeah, we should have brought some of those.
I didn't bring any up.
We're
I've gotten
still
a bunch of
recovering
t-shirts
from vacation.
For the weekly live stream, and wearing different t-shirts.
With the weekly
vlog. See, I get them all confused. Different t-shirts. People are sending me t-shirts like crazy, and we are working those into the vlog as we can. This t-shirt, Wyoming isn't real. Actually,
there's a conspiracy theory that Wyoming
there's a
isn't
conspiracy theory, about Wyoming.
Just Google it or YouTube it.
Yeah, well, you don't have to, because I have a video here that may just explain it all. Check it out.
It must be true. Yes, it must be true, the show that tells you all sorts of incredible things, which, since they're on television, must be true. And now, the host of It Must Be True, Garfield the Cat.
Thank you. We have a great show for you tonight, folks, and I just want to remind you of our motto. If they say it on television, it must be true. Here's our first incredible revelation. There's no such place as Wyoming. Think about it. Have you ever met anyone from Wyoming?
Oh, now that you mention it, I don't think
Well, there you are. The myth of Wyoming began in the year 1789, when the great explorer and mapmaker Arbuckle Vespucci was designing the United States.
Let's see. I'll put the Oklahoma here. Then I'll put the North Dakota here. No. Maybe that should have been near South Dakota. See? Ha! That's a good.
He had some help from his faithful and handsome cat. You dropped a visa.
Oh, no. I don't have a room left for those two.
Hey, and no sweater. You just put Alaska up here someplace and stick this Hawaii out here someplace. Simple.
Bellissimo. I have designed the entire United States, and oh, look. I left a teensy-tiny little square empty out here, and I'm all out of the states.
No more states, huh? How about another Carolina? No. I know. And so the cat wrote in Wyoming, an old Italian word meaning no state here. So there's no Wyoming. And remember,
If they said it on television, it must be true.
So there you go.
Turn my microphone
I'm sorry.
back on.
Sorry. Yeah.
You gave me no warning.
I honestly, I wasn't paying attention. There's a little countdown thing. I didn't pay any attention to it. Hey, it's going to end. So yeah, the Garfield originated the Wyoming may not actually exist rumors, which then grew into a full-blown conspiracy theory. Because have you ever met somebody from Wyoming?
I don't think we saw any Wyoming plates while we were on vacation.
No, not a one.
So I, obviously growing up here, I've spent most of my life in Wyoming. I never had heard that Wyoming wasn't real until we were on YouTube. And I think our first year and second year we did Reddit AMAs, Ask Me Anythings. And I think like the first year there was like some like Wyoming isn't real comments, and the second year
we were like, what?
There was the second year there was like a lot of them, and
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't know what these people are talking about, and then like had to like Google it and stuff, and like yeah, there's the conspiracy theory that Wyoming isn't real.
Yeah, why you would make up a whole state is beyond me. But if people don't think it's real, then we don't have to worry about them traveling through. So
Yeah,
works
it's
for me.
cool. It's fine. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so interesting going to the Midwest. I really enjoy the Midwest. I like I went to college in Grand Forks, North Dakota, which is not really Midwest, but more Midwest than Western, I would say. And like, there's trees and like shelter belts and it rains. Not this year, there's a drought, but I do enjoy that. Like I spent 3 years there. Like I don't like the winter. The winter sucks really bad, but like I like the climate of the Midwest, and like, I mean, it's nice to be like in farm country. It's just so different than here. I enjoy it, but like, I don't want to leave Wyoming.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, even the drought thing, the difference between us and Minnesota and Wisconsin, talking to Zach, they've had 2 inches of rain all year long.
I'm the same as us.
But
yeah.
their corn looks, I would be happy with that. I mean, some of
yeah.
it is short in different
It's
areas,
so,
but
and I've seen like Zach talk about this a lot and stuff, and everybody kind of like we asked our trail guide like what the rain situation has been like, because it rained a lot when we were in Wisconsin. Like stuff was flooded, like
Yeah.
it was, but they said it's been really dry, and then August has been more wet. But like driving just on the interstate and on the highways, you would literally see a field from the highway and be like, oh, that corn looks bad. Like you can tell. Not good. We saw some people baling corn.
yeah.
Like taking a swather, cutting it, baling it. Like obviously they're not harvesting it for grain at that point. They're just trying to harvest forage. But then a mile down the road, it would look amazing. So it's just really, you can tell the moisture is super spotty. From South Dakota all the way over, it's like that. There's patches where it's like it's green, it's lush. Farmers are haying, like all kinds of stuff is happening, and then 2 miles down the road, it's like, oh, this corn's not even going to make corn, and it's already dry.
Right.
So it's weird. It's a weird year throughout the West and Midwest.
Yeah. It's a weird, I mean, obviously soil conditions make a huge difference.
Yeah, your soil texture. And this is something like, people all the time out here like irrigate, and we get told all the time you should grow corn. Our soil texture will not support really any agriculture other than like grass.
Yeah.
And different, it can do different kinds of grasses and stuff, but like it's not going to support a crop. Like in our area, we're sandy loam, and like there's nothing to hold any moisture.
There's no topsoil too.
There's no topsoil.
That makes a big difference. Topsoil's good.
Yeah, topsoil helps, but soil structure, how much clay and sand you have really determines how fast water and nutrients move through your soil. And a lot of farm ground has more clay. Not like too much clay is bad, but like you need more clay in order to hold nutrients and moisture.
Exactly. I'm going to open up the floor now. We're just past 7:34 here local time, and I'd like to open up the floor. If you guys have any questions that you'd like to ask about what we're doing here, the channel, our vacation, whatever else you'd like to, feel free to ask those questions now, and we'll do our best to try to answer them. Erin's going to be working on her drinking during the. You need to drink more. You get more practice.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, this is the problem. You think that hanging out with Zach and Randy, you'd have been like a pro by now, at least like semi-pro. I mean, you trained underneath like some greats. It's like if you went and played basketball with Michael Jordan, you'd be like, at least you'd probably learn how to dribble eventually. But you did just dribble, so good for you. You're learning how to dribble. We are going to talk about Erin and her horse bite coming up here before too long. Robert said, Jeff said hunters have arrived on the ranch. Well, one hunter has. Corey, who is here from New York, dairy farmer in New York, and he watches the channel, got a hold of me a couple of years ago and said, hey, do you do any bow hunting? And I said, well, I mean, you can. And we
don't do a lot of bow hunting.
Yeah,
and we're probably not going to be doing a lot of. We have rifle is booked for this year. Don't ask if you can hunt. You can't. Yeah. And probably nobody's going to hunt next year because numbers are going to be significantly down.
Next year I think we're going to be cutting back just because of the drought. And Corey could tell you this. Corey, today was the first day of bow hunting season. So Corey got here on Friday from New York. And that pond where we showed you guys in the video where Jeff was taking water down to the cows, and I mentioned that we're putting water into this reservoir for the steers that are out there, but not only them, for the antelope that are there. And I did get a lot of crap. People like, you're watering the antelope. What the hell are you doing that for?
They're animals and they need something to drink, and there's literally no natural water.
Right.
None. Like there's none, and hasn't been for 2 months. So like, yeah, we can be compassionate, and like I made you turn on a stock tank for the antelope. I was like, go turn that stock tank on. They'll come in and drink. Like
they do at night too. So Corey basically went and set up his. So when they hunt with bows, they hunt from a blind, which is kind of a tent that is camouflaged or whatnot.
It's a tent.
It's a tent, with a bow flap. It's like a butt flap for a tent. And Corey went and set that up. He said he went out this morning. There was a bunch of antelope hanging out. He got in his little tent, sat there for 20 minutes, and 2 or 3 walked right by him, and then he took one, and that was it. He's done. So, so I think that having the water there is obviously going to make a difference. Now, rifle hunting, which takes place in October, who knows how that's going to work out?
Yeah.
Because where we're going to have water is where the animals are going to hang out. And from what Corey told me, like, they didn't care that he was there or not. They needed water. They walked right by
their
him.
natural behavior is being altered from the drought as well. So
yeah.
Hay situation's not. I mean, we don't have any hay. We'll make a video.
So
when
Erin found some hay for us on Facebook. 3 loads, but it's not here yet. We still have.
We're not going to talk about it until
I can say we still have 3 bales left of the bales, the 6 bales that we bought last week before. We still have 3 bales left there, so we're stretching those out as far as possible. We're feeding steers at this point. We have to feed blonde cow and lefty, and that's pretty much it.
The horses get a little bit.
And the horses, but yeah, we're kind of giving them some square bales because I don't have a round bale in with them. We're burning up some square bales we have. So that's what's going on with the hay.
Until it's here, like I don't want to jinx it. We found a decent price out of middle of Nebraska.
For 3 loads.
For 3 loads.
Yeah.
We've got some other stuff in the works, but until it's here and on the ranch, I literally don't want to talk about it because I don't want to, right? I mean, it's not here yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not here. So until it's here, we've found some decent prices from far away.
You're talking about it too much. You're going to jinx it.
Far away, but it's not here. So.
Russ asked how much water does Jeff ship on a daily basis. When he is running water, it's about 3,000 gallons, 3,000 to 4,000 gallons a day, unless he has to run twice a day, which does kind of happen occasionally.
Every 4 or 5 days or so, it seems like.
It kind of works out that way.
And it's hot right now, but they were just.
While we were gone, we actually did run stock tanks to try to move the cows through the way they were there. So we ended up letting him get off the truck because he was managing the place. I didn't want to have to, it takes 3 hours to do water.
Easily takes 3 hours.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the Hay West program? I have not, but I'm definitely going to look that up because that sounds kind of interesting. Clayton Lewis, this is funny, said 2 things you should have filmed at the splash on the ducks, which I got a story about that, and how was the horse ride at Red Ridge? We're going to get into the horse ride, so stick around. We're going to purposely
Which
tease
one is
you.
Woodside?
I'm not sure. Which was the one we went to? The first one we went to was booked.
Lake Delton? Is that a thing?
Yeah, but they had a name.
Yeah, but it was at...
It was at Lake Delton.
It was the same place that Great Wolf Lodge is at? The same town?
That was the one where we had like a 2-hour wait.
So long.
Yeah, it was
And
ridiculous.
We weren't doing that.
But I will answer the ducks thing. So the ducks, if you guys didn't watch today's video, they are repurposed World War II and Korea amphibious vehicles that are apparently all over the U.S. 21,000 of these things were made, and apparently all of them now are at resorts and vacation destinations that have to do with water. So there's a ton of them in the Wisconsin Dells. There's the Army ducks, there's the original ducks, there was another duck, and what was funny is we're driving into town, I keep on seeing these signs about the ducks. I'm like, what the hell's a duck? Like, remember I said,
Yeah,
I was
we
like,
were
what
both
is
like,
a duck?
what is
I
a
have
duck?
no idea what was going on. These were amphibious vehicles that were originally used in the 40s during World War II. The first ones actually landed in Sicily, to tell you the truth. And so these things we got a chance to ride on, which was very cool. And I videoed while I was riding on. I wasn't supposed to, because there's always that fear that you're going to drop your camera on all these things. So I had my camera kind of stashed down here so the college girl that was driving it wouldn't yell at me. And at one point, when we roll up to, we're heading into, I think it's Wisconsin. Was it the Wisconsin River? It was the lake part of it. Anyway.
There's a lot of water.
A lot of water. There's water everywhere, and all of it has names. So we are getting ready to go in, and she asked, she said, do you want to hit it fast or you want to hit it slow? Of course, everybody on the duck says, I want to hit it fast. So I take I'm going to have a great shot of the splash and everything else. So I take my camera out, and I get it ready to go, and we hit the water going 30, 40 miles an hour, probably not that fast.
20 miles.
Big splash. Not everybody gets wet, but a lot of people get wet. And then I realized I forgot to hit record.
Yeah. So the front of the boat, like, obviously you splash when you go in the water, but then a big wave comes over the back.
And we were sitting right in the back.
In the back row. So we got wet. We got more wet in the back than they did in the front.
Right. But I forgot to hit record. So, which honestly
happens a lot.
Happens a lot. Yeah. I mean, I should just let the camera go all the time, I'm guessing. I mean, it's just, but then I would have to sift through all that crap. So, yeah.
Thank you, JB Weld.
Yes, thank you very much for a $50 super chat. Thank you very much.
Ask a question or have a comment. Can you scroll back up?
Scroll back up.
Robert said you were mentioned by Nick Welker during his live stream near the end of it last weekend. Mentioned favorably.
Oh, well, I'm glad that Nick mentioned me favorably. If not, I would have to call him and yell at him. What did Nick say about me? I'm kind of interested now. I'm going to have to go watch that. We like Nick. Nick is a great guy. He's from almost my hometown in Montana, very close by. And eventually we'd like to get up and hang out with them too, if we can. Maybe we'll go to Glacier next year and do the Welker drop by.
Well,
I don't know.
They don't have a podcast.
They don't. We find something to do with it. We don't have to film or honestly, I didn't expect Zach to do a podcast. We were just going to stop by. All I wanted to do was just stop by and say hi.
Yeah.
Because, Zach and I talk quite a bit. He's somebody that I can talk to about issues that I'm having or, get advice. We go back and forth on stuff all the time. So it's kind of nice to, be able to stop by. If you're going to be, within 400 or 500 miles, you might as well just swing up and say hi. And that's pretty much what I expected to do. So, so I wasn't expecting a podcast when Nick said, hey, when Zach said we're going to do a podcast. I said, okay, let's do a podcast. Yeah. What does your shirt say, Erin?
It says, living my best life in Wyoming.
Yeah, these are shirts that are available from that embroidery place here in Gillette, Wyoming. They actually printed all of our Ranch Roundup merchandise that we had during Ranch Roundup. They print stuff on demand for us. They don't do the t-shirts that you buy online.
Not really on demand. We place an order.
Right, yeah. So everything in the farm store.
Yeah, and then we just did a restock of farm store merch. So we used to not carry t-shirts and stuff in the farm store, and then with Ranch Roundup and stuff the last 2 years we've had apparel for sale at Ranch Roundup, and then so we didn't sell all of it, so we put it in the farm store, and then we pretty much had sold, I don't know, he did a couple hundred shirts for us at the beginning of summer, and those were pretty much gone, and so we got a new batch, and while he was getting my stuff ready, I wandered around his store and picked out a couple shirts for you. Mm-hmm. Picked out some for me. They do have a website.
Thatembroideryplace.com.
Oh,
you can check it out.
Yeah. So they have.
That hard. It's easy one to remember. Yeah, thatembroideryplace.com.
So they do ship. You can order stuff if you're so interested in supporting a local small Gillette business. But they do a lot of this living my best life in Wyoming. I got you the Wyoming bucking horse that is a flag.
Yeah, I think I wore that actually.
Yeah, and. Yeah, so they have
pretty much every shirt that I own is in a video at this point, unless I wear it on Sunday because that's the only day I'm not filming.
Yeah.
So I'm here on Sunday. So
they have some really nice stuff. So if you're looking for Wyoming apparel, thatembroideryplace.com, and tell them you heard about them on Our Wyoming Life.
Yeah, maybe they'll shoot us a discount or something.
Yeah, it's super smoky here. It was nice to have a break from the smoke. And as we were going east, I was like, when are we going to be out of the smoke? When are we going to be out of the smoke?
And we got out of the smoke eventually.
We did, yes.
But it is very smoky.
It's bad.
I'm reading about all these comments about the duck boat accidents. Now I'm kind of feeling like maybe we shouldn't have got on a dang duck boat. 17 people died on a duck boat. Oh my gosh. Did it sink? Like, what happened? I mean, there's lifeboats or life jackets. There's a very short safety briefing when you get on the thing that's like the exits are here. Just jump out, you know, kind of thing, and hope you can swim. But
there was somebody that they had I don't know, that baby was what, like 6-9 months old?
Oh,
on the front. Yeah. So that kind of like, I was just like, oh, I hope that baby wants to sit still, because I don't think I would have done that with our kids, just because they wouldn't have like sat still. Oh, it sunk, huh? Did they not have life vests? Was it the Titanic? They didn't have enough for everyone?
Maybe there wasn't a big door to float around on. There's no doors on the duck boat, so you can't float around.
What was the thing on the top? It said like, pull this in case of emergency. Like the roof comes off?
I'm guessing the roof came off, or it was a giant like lifeboat that popped open. Maybe it was like one of those, you know, you pull the string and the lifeboat inflates.
Oh, bad waves and the duck boat went down. Well, there was no waves where we were at. It was pretty safe.
That's crazy. I mean, honestly, you know, they kicked us out of the theme park as soon as like the lightning started. Like they were like,
well, yeah,
we're done,
I was
we're
like,
out.
we're out of here.
Yeah, and I mean, the same thing for the duck boat. Like if there's 4-foot waves, probably not a good idea to be out there on a duck boat.
Oh, that is horrible for those people. Yeah, we survived. We're good.
We lived. We're just totally fine. Maid of the Mist. That's the.
What's that?
What's the Niagara Falls?
Oh
Maid
yeah,
of the
I'd like
Mist
to go there someday.
That'd be a cool trip. I'd do Niagara Falls. There's so much stuff to see in the U.S. And I've been overseas and done all that stuff, but like there is so much stuff to see in the United States that, like, you could never see it all here.
No, there's tons.
Right. I've never seen Grand Canyon.
I'd like to go to the Grand Canyon. I'd like to go see the redwoods in California.
Right. Can you still drive through the tree? I've heard you can't do that anymore.
Vehicles don't fit anymore.
Big fat vehicles. Our vehicles are overweight. Niagara Falls, all kinds of cool stuff that we still do. You haven't been to Glacier yet.
I haven't been to Glacier.
I've been to Glacier so many times I don't even really like Glacier anymore.
I want to go on a hike in Glacier, and so that means whiny Lincoln needs to be significantly older. He's too big to carry. I would like to go, not just like do the driving part of Glacier, but like just a day hike. I don't want to like hike and camp, but like.
Remember our hike in Yellowstone? We were like, hey, I want to go see this. What was that thing? Morning Glory pool or whatever. I'm gonna go see this. Okay, cool. 7 miles later, it's like, oh, are we here yet?
It was only 3.
It was 3 in and 3 out.
But we had to carry 2 kids.
Yeah.
Like they got tired. And like, so yeah, I want the kids to get old enough that they can walk. And the girls are fine. Lincoln, I love him, but dang, that kid whines. I had to carry him. Where did I have to carry him? Oh, after the water park. And he didn't even do 99% of the water park. I was scared. I'd not go down the water slide.
Yeah, but then he went and jumped on a horse.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to ride a horse either. It's like, he's never going to do this. So I took him down. I forced him to go down one water slide. There was one that we could ride. He could sit on my lap. And I forced him to go. And he screamed and covered his eyes the whole way. And it was like a baby one. Like, there was not even a line. You don't have to wait in line for an hour.
He went down. So we went to this Watiki place, which is in
Rapid
City. And he went down a slide with me on a tube, on an inner tube.
And you flipped him.
We hit the bottom, and the inner tube, we went ass over tea kettle. And he hates water slides ever since then. I ruined water slides for him.
You did.
Yeah.
It'll take years to recover from that.
It might not ever happen.
Yeah.
J.B. Weld said Flathead Lake is awesome. Yeah, my grandparents
actually
were lived in Flathead Lake.
I like to go when the cherries are blooming.
Yep.
Or maybe during harvest season, but we get flathead cherries down here all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Another duck that got hit by a car, apparently.
Okay, we did ducks. We're good. We're never going to do that again. Thanks, everyone.
We did them once. We're good. We're good. We're totally fine.
A whitewater rafting 10-day trip through the Grand Canyon. That would be super cool.
Oh, my gosh. Do you ever get off the boat? Where do you pee? It's off the side, I guess. I was going to answer a question that was back here. When did the kids return to school? Hit that one.
Next Monday.
Yeah.
Lincoln goes to kindergarten. We will be empty nesters for 7 hours of the day.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be horrible.
It is going to be horrible, okay?
We might get some stuff done.
He's not we talked about this the other day. Like, he is not difficult when he's by himself.
Yeah, true.
You throw some food at him, he'll come and do whatever with you.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I would drag him with to the gardens. You'd take him with to do cow stuff.
He will.
I'm going to miss him.
Rapid City La Quinta, is that the water park you're talking about? My favorite budget
No.
hotel in Rapid City. There's like 3 hotels there.
So maybe it is.
It might be. I think there's a La Quinta. There's another one, but the Waikiki is like in the middle of these 3 hotels.
Yeah.
So it might be the right one. So
We did that in February or March or something. It's indoor, and it is really nice. Yeah, it's out by like Sam's Club and stuff, like out in that area. If you know if you've been to Rapid City, yeah, we did that. Which did you take him down the toilet bowl one, or which one?
no, we went down one of the regular roller or the water slides, but it wasn't the toilet bowl one, but it was.
Yeah, on the doubles
shot
tube,
out,
and
yeah.
he's kind of little to sit in the tube. We
I
probably
think we
should.
were in a single tube.
Oh, you were in a
We
single.
weren't, but when we hit the water at the end, it just came over the nose of the tube and away we went. So
I think I did the same thing with the girls. Like we flipped.
yeah, they're older, they're easier to deal
And
with.
they can swim. And Lincoln's, like, since we have our redneck pool in the yard, they've gotten.
You can't say that. That's politically incorrect.
But we're white, so, like, we can say
Jeez,
that.
you can't say that. Oh my gosh. Did you not learn
right.
anything
You
while
probably
we were at
can't say
Zach's?
that. We can't say that.
We had this conversation at Zach's house.
Our above ground pool from Menards, since we got that, Lincoln spent more time swimming. And
The one that's out there with the Confederate flags all the way around it? Yeah.
There was also a very, very windy evening. And have you looked in that pool to see how
I'm afraid to, 'cause I
so
don't wanna
it's so
vacuum the
dirty. Can someone come vacuum our pool? It's so bad.
Such first world problems. The pool's dirty. Oh. Russ asked if we fear the well running
Yeah,
dry
all the time.
every single day. Yeah. It's
If you get an air bubble, which is a common thing
Yeah.
in a well, like we all panic. Or like there was one night, I think we had 2 showers running
and water
and
stopped.
the dishwasher
Yeah.
and Loretta, I think, was also in the RV like with water running, and the well like could not keep up, and like
Yeah, it was
we panicked.
panicked. Oh my gosh. We all ran. Ran. Alrighty, we're coming up.
I'm canceled. I had school.
Canceled.
Can I have a few weeks off?
You can have all the time you want. I still got to do something.
Who's gonna do the podcast? The whatever this thing is.
This thing is.
Yeah, Tammy, come vacuum my pool. It's
Yeah,
so bad.
Yeah, you might as well just move into it and just vacuum for hours. So the last day of our trip to the Dells, we ended up going. First of all, we went and played putt-putt, which Mackenzie hates losing anything, so putt-putt kind of started out as a
also-
disaster. She didn't want a putt-putt.
I love Mackenzie. I love all the kids, but dang, we're 10, and like, wow. There are moments.
We're a hard 10. We're just right into that, yeah. So emotions running wild. So the beginning of putt-putt golf went way south. I wish I had video of that part of it. I didn't because I was annoyed.
The precursor to mini golf is like we went to one of those places where you can buy tickets to like a bunch of, and the more things you buy tickets for,
The more discount you get.
the more discount you get. So I was like, yeah, let's do. Who doesn't do mini golf on vacation, right? Like you always go to Pirates Cove on vacation. I've done Pirates Cove on like several vacations that I've been on, and so I just feel like it's what you do, even though it's not really fun. But I want them to bring back mini golf with like the windmill and like.
Oh, the fun stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
these are all just like, it's a hill, or yeah. So we did mini golf, and then we went.
But yeah, so like from the very beginning, that was on like day 1 in the Dell. She's like, I don't want to do mini golf.
Yeah.
And so she didn't want to do mini golf.
Very much so. Once we got there, it went downhill fast. But eventually, we said, you're going to do mini golf, or we're not going horseback riding today.
We were doing horseback riding on essentially our way out of the Dells. Like that was going to be our last thing. But Mackenzie also takes horse lessons here once a week. And
so does Grace now, by the way.
Grace does too. And so I literally threatened her.
Cha-ching,
I
cha-ching, cha-ching.
You know, you pull them down and you do the whisper. If you do not cooperate and you do not get a better attitude right now, well, you're not going to go horse riding today. And
you told her she was
I'm not going to ever let her do horse riding lessons again
that
in
was
town
the meltdown
too.
point, because that's when she came to me and she said, and she was like turning into a
Cry.
puddle of goo, and I was like, oh my God, like you really want to go on this trail ride that bad? And she said, no, Mom said that I will never be able to ride a horse again. And I was just like, what? Mom
But she said,
pulled out the big
I
guns
did,
there.
because
Yeah.
what upset me the most is not like I get it that she doesn't want to be there and stuff, but like we all just have to. What she said that was frustrating was she's like, I told you I didn't want to go golfing. I don't care. There's 4 other people here. And it's not all about you.
Right.
And she's 10 and she's allowed to feel the emotions that she's feeling and stuff, but it's also about like you do things for other people.
Thank you to whoever just ordered something from the
you.
website. Thank you very much.
So there was
a bell for that. Ding.
There was that, you pull them to your ear or your mouth and you just whisper the threats.
And there's people behind you. There's like not
Everyone
much vacation there. So yeah.
Everyone knows that kiid's getting their butt chewed out.
Everybody's on vacation. So yeah, they're like, ooh, something bad's happening. Yeah. I know I found that when we were at the water park, I saw that too with a parent.
Oh, I saw it all over the place.
Like, ooh, this is cool. Like I can just watch this. Like these guys are this is like a domestic thing going. It's like watching cops.
As a parent, it is far scarier if I whisper in your ear. Like, I'm
As
way
a parent,
more mad.
It's scarier for me.
Yeah.
When you whisper in my ear, I get scared. I'm like, oh, hell.
Wait, as a parent, though, if
Zach, thank you very much. Wait till she's 13.
I'm scared of 13. 10's not been going great. If I have to whisper in your ear, Mom's mad. Mom's really... Because if Mom is just irritated, Mom will yell.
See, I get to the point where I just basically say, we're done. Like that's where I was.
You were
at.
going to take
I
her
was
to
like,
the
we're just
car.
going to go sit in the truck.
Like she's 6 months old again.
Yeah, we're just going to go sit in the truck, and she can sit in the truck, and I'll sit there with her, and we'll be miserable. But we're not going to spread that misery to everybody else.
She had about one hole to straighten up.
And she did. She straightened back up, and we went horseback riding, which takes us to the fun part of the vacation. Now you hurt yourself earlier this summer when you ran into yourself with the BCS thing, and you ended up in the ER with that. Luckily, Erin did not end up in the emergency room. We went to one Canyon Creek.
Is that the place?
Is the first place we went to. We were going to go do horseback riding. They ended up having a long wait. We would have had to wait outside.
Elizabeth, you're completely right.
And then go ride, and it was a pain in the butt. So we ended up going to Red Ridge Ranch.
Yeah.
Which the people there are awesome. And nothing that we say here today is disparaging to Red Ridge Ranch. Man, that's hard to say.
Yeah, it is.
The Triple R Ranch, the Double R Ranch, whatever you want to. Anyway, great people there. Cindy owns the place. She's awesome. All of her help there.
Our trail guide was great.
Trail guide was wonderful. Everybody.
We
that
were
was
at
there
the
helping
front,
us
so
out.
I just talked the whole time to the
You
show.
did. You talked to her the whole time.
Let's talk about hay.
So basically, they set you up with a horse to start with, and Erin was laughing because she's like, Mike's going to finally ride a horse on the video, and I never did because nobody ever saw me ride a horse.
I should have filmed.
Everybody saw you ride a horse and saw the kids ride a horse. Nobody ever saw me ride a horse because nobody else would hold the camera.
You didn't ask me to hold
I know.
the camera.
There's nobody there to hold. I couldn't give you the camera.
I could have put it behind me. I'm not a great rider, so I was like, I can turn my neck.
So they always ask you, when you're going to go riding, they say, well, how much experience do you have riding? And I say, well, Erin's ridden. I've ridden.
I've sat on a horse before. Okay, I don't ride.
Okay, that's kind of what Erin doesn't ride. I've ridden. The kids have riding lessons.
I know
every
not
week.
to freak out and just
relax.
Relax.
Let it happen. Lincoln
I'm not
had
afraid
never
of horse.
ridden.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of horses because we obviously have them, and I know how to walk around. I know how to greet a horse.
Yeah. So Lincoln.
But Kenzie's I was trying to pose, and I was like, "What is that?"
Post.
I don't know the lingo.
Pose. She was posing on the horse. So anyway, I think that some of these places, they asked me how experienced of a rider I was. I said, well, I ride occasionally, not as much as I would like to, and they decided to give me a horse that just a snot. He was just not in a good mood. He was a spirited horse. So this horse, we took off our little trail ride, which is basically, nose to ass. I mean, that's all it is. And they take this thing 4 times a day, so they know the routine. They know the whole thing. And I'm on this horse. His name was Arrow. So if you do go see Cindy, say hi to Arrow for me. And
don't say hi to him for me.
We're riding along, and you could tell that he's just he's not really into it. He doesn't want to.
He was fine the first half.
Even then, he was a little sketchy. You could just tell. I could tell, trying to rein him in and keep him in line and keep him on everybody. And he kept on wanting to creep up next to you. He wanted to ride alongside whatever your horse. What was your horse's name?
Boots.
Boots. And
Boots wanted to be in Mackenzie's horse's tail.
Yeah.
The whole time, but not Arrow wanted to be next
Arrow
to
wanted
me.
to be next to you, which honestly I didn't see a huge problem with. If we could ride next to each other, that's fine. We're married.
But that's not how it works.
We can do that.
You have to single file.
Well, you don't have to, but
that's what the trail guide.
I was breaking the rules. I was breaking the rules. But that,
his ears were bad.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm saying, I was there. I don't need to watch the video. I was there, Lori. I know that horse was not, from the moment they brought that horse out, I was like, this is not going to be fun. Like, this horse just does not want to be here. And so for the first part of the ride, and honestly, you saw 8 seconds of the ride. I mean, really in the video, because the ride took about an hour, or pretty close to it. So the first half of the ride, he was pretty much okay. Ears were moving around, shifting around, and everything else. At some point, my horse became annoyed with the horse that was behind us, which was a bay. His name was Mikey.
But there was also a line switch because somebody dropped their phone and somebody had to go back and look for them.
Yeah.
And they say, don't bring your personal items.
I had a phone.
I didn't bring
I told her
my
I was
phone.
going to be filming, and she said she was fine with it.
I didn't bring my phone.
No.
But somebody dropped their phone when we trotted. And then so the person that was behind, like we had the person that was behind you ended up, things got switched around.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he got real cranky.
Yeah. Once we went into a trot for a little while, then my horse really got cranky after that. And he really didn't like this other horse up his butt. So he turned on this horse, reared on the horse. So I was up on I was like Lone Rangering it for a couple steps. He came around on the other horse. I brought him back. I think the guy behind me about had a heart attack. He thought they were gonna like have a horse fight.
Well, apparently Grace's horse kicked too.
Yeah, I heard that too, and I didn't catch that.
Mackenzie said, "Oh my gosh, your horse bucked. Are you okay?"
Grace was like, "What? What happened?" I didn't notice anything. So
my horse was fine.
Your horse was great, yeah. And so, but then the problem was the rest of the ride, I was constantly fighting my horse. Like he wanted to just do what he wanted to eat. He wanted to stop.
He didn't want to eat.
You know, and at one point I did get him back up and moving.
And the trail's muddy. They'd had like a ton of rain in the last couple of days. There was a lot of mud. Part of the trail was actually washed out, and so we went a different route than what they normally do.
Just because there was part of the trail that was washed
that
out.
We couldn't cross.
There was actually a part that had water all the way across it. So
yeah.
My horse though, eventually at some point started creeping up on Erin again.
Into my armpit.
And like he came up, and he did, and I thought he was going to nuzzle you for a second.
Nuzzle.
Which, at that point, I pulled him back, and then he bit you on your side.
Right, right in my armpit, essentially, like right here. So I have essentially like 4 teeth. Mm-hmm. So there's 2 teeth here, 2 teeth down below. And I was like, I was like, he bit me.
Yeah, you did yell because the tour guide stopped she stopped the ride.
Yeah.
And
I didn't see him. I didn't see him creep up there. So I was 1 surprised and 2 like, oh, that hurts. Yeah. Like it hurt more than I thought it would hurt.
Horses have sharp ass teeth.
I've been bit by cows and stuff, but cows don't have.
Horses have teeth on top and bottom.
Yeah,
too.
so
cows don't have. Cows have a bite plate on the top.
Yeah, so they have bottom teeth, but they don't have top. So I've been bit by cows several times. Our horses have never bit us. Maybe like nibbled, but like he chomped me. Mm-hmm. And I was super surprised because I just didn't see him. I didn't see him creep up on me like that. So he got me in my blind spot.
He did. I brought him back. He got in trouble. And then we fought constantly.
Yeah, and then the whole
time
he was like, he kept coming up on my other side, so he got me on my left side. But the rest of the ride, he was kind of in my like right armpit a lot, but I could like.
But I was able to pull him back. And,
yeah.
Yeah, and the other problem that I really don't like with those trail rides is the reins are so short.
Yeah.
Like, and I know why they do that, so it's easier to control a horse.
Because the whole time, every time somebody had to like move their horse, what is the guide saying? Pull harder, like. You know, like people don't know how to ride horses, and so it's like they just don't know how to like rein steer and stuff. And so,
right.
Like how much movement you have to have for those.
And he was supposed to be neck rein trained.
He
was not.
Well, he wasn't listening.
Yeah, and he was just being a giant pain in the butt. So Erin did get bit. We came back around.
He was a male horse.
Yeah.
But and I was on was I on a male? Boots. I don't know.
I couldn't tell
gender
you. I didn't
neutral.
really notice. Yeah, I ended up, when we came back, and I did go talk to Cindy about it, and I said, hey, that horse definitely needs some work, because put him on the trail ride, or on the front of the
They said they would probably
ride.
make him like a guide horse for a couple weeks.
Yeah, and that kind of whips him back into shape. Yeah, and honestly, I mean, what can you do? I mean, the horse bit you. It was not fun for. I mean, you guys had a good time. Besides getting bit by the horse.
It was
I
great.
know the kids had a good time. I guess that's what really matters. Lincoln rode the horse.
I cannot believe he rode.
That Lincoln rode?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was horseflies, actually, William. I did see that a couple times.
I didn't see any horse flies though.
He had one on his neck that I got off for him, and then...
And they sprayed them with fly spray before we left.
Yeah.
Like they did do that for us. But
The hard part was that, yeah, like when they matched me up with the horse, Cindy said, like, he's a pain.
yeah, you
No,
should
it's
have
just
said
like-
you had no experience.
Well, I should have just been like, I don't want to deal with a pain in the butt horse either.
Yeah.
But, you know, I could have just said, you know, but it is what it is.
I was super proud of the kids though. I mean, Mackenzie's been taking lessons for over a year.
Yeah.
And Grace has had 2 lessons at our neighborhood horse barn. And Lincoln's never been on a horse. I didn't think he was even going to do it because he wouldn't go down water slides. And the fact that he sat on a horse the whole time and didn't complain. He was like, my legs hurt at the end.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, mine too, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was super good and he didn't get scared. Even like when we trotted and stuff, like afterwards I was like, Lincoln, are you okay? And our guide, she led his horse. So, which you guys could probably see from the video. So he didn't have to steer or anything, but he did great. And so did Grace and stuff. Like I was totally not worried about Mackenzie just because she's had enough horse time. But like, yeah, Grace has had 2 lessons. And it took a long time to convince, we didn't like, Grace has got to choose to take lessons and stuff, but like we've just always been like, if you want to, you can. And it took her quite a while to like want to do lessons.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it was an interesting trip, to say the least. I did, you know, when I talked to Cindy, I did say like that bay that was behind us,
Yeah.
like did not help the situation.
Yeah.
So, and she did admit, she said there's a pecking pecking order with the horses. He could have just not liked that bay being behind him. That bay could have nipped him on the butt for all we know.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened back there. So, yeah, it's definitely one of those things that was,
And we
that was
see,
fun
like,
and
I mean,
exciting, but
we
not want to
understand-
do it again.
We understand pecking order, you know, because like our horses have it and stuff, and like Hyro definitely bosses Bria around, and
Yeah. And he'll bite her. I've
Yeah.
seen it happen. Yeah.
and she has separation anxiety big time, so like she's in an abusive relationship because she can't. She is like she's and this is Bria's issue and stuff, is like she has separation anxiety and she bonds super close to the horse that she is with, and Hyro tolerates her.
Right.
Yeah, and you can't do anything with Hyro without having Bria right
Just
next to
having
you.
them, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, so we understand it. It's fine. Like I'll live. Like it did hurt a lot on the way home, because if you've ever been on vacation with 3 kids or in a vehicle with 3 kids, they need things every 3 seconds. And if you're the passenger, you have to accommodate some of their wants and desires, not all of them.
Yeah, you definitely put an end to that.
Yeah, so it's on my left side, and I spent the whole time, you know, reaching behind me to plug in iPads and whatever, snacks, so many snacks, which is fine, but like it just hurt. Like every time I had to like turn around, I was like, ow.
Yeah. Corey Shellman is apparently from somewhere near Cindy, because he said, Cindy says he's a pain. Yep, Erin felt the pain.
Yeah, it's fine.
And, you know, it is what it is. So thank you guys for watching the video today and obviously putting up with our shenanigans. Russ asked if we've seen any of the Olympics. No, I honestly have not watched.
I watched some TikTok
any bit.
highlights.
Yeah, I just don't have time.
I mean, it's over now.
Is
Did
it
you
over
know
with?
that?
I heard something about China taking a bunch of credit for a bunch of medals from Taiwan and everything else. Now they're saying China's saying they won the Olympics. I did see that, but other than that, I have no idea.
Where do you want to go on vacation next year?
I don't know. I'm thinking Elizabeth has a good idea. Come to Missouri and check out all the things: Six Flags, Bass Pro Aquarium, Branson, Missouri, Lambert's Cafe. I don't know what a throw and roll is, but you know, I mean, I'm guessing that you have to like go long.
I
to
saw that
catch
the
it.
Welkers did a Make-A-Wish. That's really neat that they did that.
Yeah.
It'd be great if you did that too. Make-A-Wish has to call us.
Yeah, we can't. Actually, you guys can call. It's weird how Make-A-Wish works. You can call Make-A-Wish and suggest us. We can't suggest ourselves to Make-A-Wish, and then obviously a kid has to request that as well. So
if a
the
kid
kid makes a request. Like,
yeah,
I can't
if a
just
kid
be like,
wanted to do Make-A-Wish here, like yes, we would absolutely accommodate that. But like, yeah, we can't just be like, hey, cancer kid, do you want to come to the ranch? Like,
you can't call him Cancer Kid.
sorry, but like,
Jeez, your filter just broken today, ain't it? You're just like, I'm done with vacation. Screw it.
Yeah, I would love to do Make-A-Wish, but I don't ever want to have to do Make-A-Wish because it's sad.
It is sad.
Yeah.
I get that.
But we would absolutely, of course, do it.
They do throw the rolls at you, by the way.
Okay.
The home of the throwing rolls. They throw rolls at you.
I want to go somewhere closer or somewhere that requires an airplane.
You're not wanting to drive?
It was hard.
It was a long drive.
I mean, essentially, we spent 4 days, like, really in the vehicle for, like, big chunks of time.
You know, that's when you find out if you actually like somebody or not. I think that should be, like, the precursor to every, like, don't go to marriage counseling before you get married. Like, just go for, like, a road trip
And, like,
for
I love,
days.
it's fun to, like, go see multiple things and stuff, but, like, I didn't watch today's video, but, like, I was there, so I don't need to watch it. But I don't know if you made it in the video, like, I think by the time we left Minnesota, I was like, I'm tired of putting stuff in a suitcase. Like, It was nice when we got to our VRBO and, like, could stay for a few days.
Yeah.
And how many things did we lose along the way?
You lost a pillow.
I lost a pillow.
If anybody wants to send Erin a pillow.
Oh, no, I don't need a pillow.
From actually, if you're in Sioux Falls and you want to swing by the hotel and grab Erin's pillow, it's sitting there. How much would it cost to ship a pillow? How stupid would that be?
No, it's fine. I just bought a new pillow.
You need a pillowcase.
Almost
the,
lost
the
Lincoln's...
pillowcase matched one of our sets.
Yeah, that's true. I'm more concerned about the pillowcase. Almost left Lincoln's shoes. Had to go get more hotel keys so we could go. And then I still left my pillow there. What else did we lose? I lost a Tupperware.
Yeah, but you left that at Zach's house. That's your own fault. Oh, I left a sweatshirt at Zach's house.
Oh, you left a sweatshirt.
I left my sweatshirt. Brand new sweatshirt. Never even wore it. Left it in Zach's basement.
Oh, that's Zach's now.
Yeah, it is. You'll see it in one of Zach's videos. And when you see it, tell him he stole it. No, he didn't steal it from me. I actually texted him the next day and I said, hey, I left my sweatshirt in your basement. It's a large. Somebody can wear it. And he said it will be put to good use. So you'll probably see that popping up in one of their videos. Nice bull shirt, sweatshirt, which we've never had bull shirt, sweatshirts.
We have
before.
more in the farm store.
Yeah.
What else did we lose? I don't know. Vacation's expensive.
Yeah, it's lost a lot of money. How
So
about that?
much money.
So much money, but that's
You paid
okay.
$30 for a beer and a pina colada at the water park.
Yeah,
So
$15
dumb.
a drink.
So dumb.
How was that pina colada, by the way?
Not that great.
No, it just, you know what, I watched her make it. and
There's
so-
no alcohol in it.
So she put in, so she took Malibu. So there's a big pina colada, but they have the machine there, right? So it's like an icy machine. So the icy comes out. She filled it half up with icy. She put in 2 shots of pina colada, or of Malibu, and then topped it off and then stirred it. And I was like, didn't bartenders used to have like skills of some sort? Like,
Well, there should be more than 2 shots. It was like...
it was huge.
it's a
Yeah, it could
big
have been like
thing.
4 shots. But yeah. So either way. Anyway, vacation's done.
Yay.
We're 12 minutes over, but that's okay because I want to talk about what comes now. Now that we're back from vacation,
School starts on Monday.
it all starts
Not
again.
this Monday, next Monday.
What starts on Monday?
Next.
School starts. School starts. Erin's birthday is on Thursday, and
So is open house for school.
yeah, that too. But if you would like to send Erin any birthday wishes, feel free to do those through email, mail@ourwyominglife.com, or you can send her something through the mail, the old-fashioned mail if you'd like, P.O. Box 667, Gillette, Wyoming 82717. Any big plans for your birthday?
We have open house for school. I have to get
Okay,
this.
that's not a plan. That's like just a chore that you have to do
It's
that
just like,
day.
really? It has to be that day? And it's in the evening.
Okay. So we can show up in birthday party hats. Maybe we'll do a surprise party at the school. No, can't do that. We can try something. I don't know. We'll figure something out. You don't want a big birthday, though, this year.
Of course not.
No, you want a big birthday next year.
Well, maybe.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll work it out. We'll work it out. Erin's birthday coming up. New stuff, obviously, coming up on the channel. Jeff and I have plans to hopefully get back to the project list on Tuesday. We've got some big projects on the list that we're going to try to tackle. What do you got coming up in the garden?
It is time to prep for fall. So I've already planted like the...
Isn't that crazy? We're already
it's
prepping
like,
for fall.
Yeah, the fall, winter crops I've planted in the high tunnel. I think we have a mouse in the grow room that's been eating some seedlings. So we're trying to
We're
fix
going to
that.
make a video about a mouse hunt?
No, we're not.
I set a mouse trap today, by the way. I caught a cat today.
Yeah, Lucy came in. And then, yeah, it's like I weeded like one more round of weeding. And then like, I mean, it's just, we're in like harvest season. It's really like, Yeah.
That's great. This year is going to slip away from us so fast.
We did the potatoes today. Like they're ready. We're going to eat some potatoes tonight. Onions are done-ish. You know, I mean, I'll leave them in the garden. But
when do we get a tomato out of the garden?
Oh, the tomatoes aren't great. It's been too hot.
Oh, really?
So hot. Yeah. So, yay fall. I don't know. It's still in the 90s. It's just, yeah.
It is ridiculously hot. Hopefully we're looking at
it is going to cool off into like the 70s like later this week.
Oh, good. That'll be nice. That'll be nice. Very cool. Alrighty, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out with us once again. Thank you to Sunflower Mom being our newest Patreon supporter. You can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Our Wyoming Life. We will be back. Let's see. This is our second one, so we'll be back the first Sunday in the month of September with our next live stream thing. What day is that?
Oh, it's Labor Day weekend.
It's Labor Day weekend? Oh, that always happens. Holidays always fall around these things. We'll figure that out. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for updates about pretty much everything that's going on the ranch. And we'll see you back on Our Wyoming Life. Make sure you subscribe to both Our Wyoming Life and Beyond the Ranch. Beyond the Ranch just passing 9,000 subscribers, reaching out for that 10,000 subscriber point. And of course, Our Wyoming Life creeping up on 200,000. Do you ever think we'd hit 200,000 subscribers?
Why do we do this?
Apparently to get to 200,000 subscribers.
Then we're done?
Would be a good point.
Then we're done?
We're done. Yep, hang it up. Thank you very much to our moderators tonight. William Dunn, Lori Habel, Matt Fensel, Bill the Tractor Man, and Zach Hewitt here hanging out with us, keeping us all in line and keeping